Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fade, and you'll listen to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com. 5 beats, 5 reviews. And I just want to say that we just had the Warzone beat battle last week. And it was solid because, there's always dope beats in that, but it's just that this time, from looking at the votes, it was like really close, pretty much all the rounds, like each bracket too, was like very, very close. So, I was really glad to see that. So it seems like everybody's stepping their game up, and that's good. So congrats to Can't Keep Still on the big win. And we get to beat this competition also this week, and this time it's a sample flip. So I hope there's a big turnout for that because I picked something with some smooth piano, bit of vocals in it. So if you chop it up, you'll be able to come up with something really good, I'm sure. So just make sure you check that out, and don't forget the beat fights. We got a bunch of fights going on right now, so make sure you check it out with the video. Make sure you like the video and you comment, and you of course you vote. So and also spread the word if you can. So social media and all that crap. But anyway, all right. So let's get into it right away. First up, we got Danik. Is it Danik or Danak? Let's say Danik. Danik with Freaking Night. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Danak with Freaking Night. All right, so this one's really interesting because I really like the synth that you have in the background. That smooth, eerie, dark synth, right? Like it really, really works. So I would say like don't change that. And then the drums. The thing with the drums is that they sound good, like the sound of the drums, but I just felt like there could be more life to the drum track. And it's also because the way I figure with this one is that it's like you have the synth with the drums, but the drums are very very chill, very mellow, and it does go well with the synth and everything. It's just that I just think there could be a little more life, and especially when you bring in the lead synth. Okay, that one sounded really good. The lead synth. I wasn't crazy about that higher one. It was like a higher string synth or something. I wouldn't necessarily keep that, but when you brought in the lead, that was good. And then you had the little breakdown where you took the drums out. So I'm thinking to myself, well, that'd be good, like to have like a little build up like that. Like you've probably heard that with many tracks, many songs where they have like the beat going, and then you think that's the main beat, but it's not really. It's kind of like a big long intro or something. So in this case, you could do that. Have like let's say a full minute where you're doing that, then you bring in your lead, have your breakdown without the drums, and then after a couple bars, you bring in the real drums. So like it's like you're saying to the listener, like, hey, I just tricked you, here's the real drum track, but hard hitting drums at that point. bring in something like that, so just something you could try. You don't have to. You could say fuck you, Faye, I'm gonna do what I want, but yeah, I mean, just try it and see what you can come up with, because that always sounds good, like it's a nice surprise to the listener when they have something like that. So you can keep what you have. It's just when you have that breakdown with the lead, then bring in like the real hard-hitting drums at that point, and then take it from there, so but other than that, though, it sounds really good. It's just for what you have with the drums, I just thought that the drums could have more life to them, but other than that, I like the synth. I like where you're going with it, so yeah, just try those suggestions. Alright, so next up we've got DJ IllMuzik with I'm Coming to Get You. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was DJ IllMuzik with I'm Coming to Get You, and this one's on point. I like this because, first of all, the drums really smack. I like that. They sound nice, very good presence to them. They're clean, but kind of dirty with the rest of the track, with the rest of the sounds. The synth is really good. I like it. I like where you're going with it. I just think that it could, you could have had like sort of a change up, like variation of the synth. Like I didn't expect it to keep going like the same way the whole time, right? I figured you would have changed it up at one point, but still I like what you had, and then the bass line too. Of course, the bass line's really dope. It really fits well, so no complaints except that the synth. I just figured that the synth, I just wanted to know where you're going with this. Like I was expecting like something else to come in, like a synth lead or some strings or something, but you didn't, so I was just wondering, like, but then again, the beat was only 59 seconds. You could have sent in like the full 2 minutes, so yeah, I'd like to see where you're going with this. I mean, just try to add some other sort of lead instrument, and maybe send it back in. I'll check it out, but yeah, but other than that, though, it's a dope beat. I like it. All right, so next up we got Ray the Chef with Cold Blood. Let's check it out. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so that was Rated Chef for Cold Blood. All right, so this is eerie, man. I mean, I like this. You got the really eerie strings and all that. They sound dope. And, what I really liked too was the little sounds you had here and there. Like, I guess, I don't know if you want to call it percussion or whatever, but that was a nice addition to the beat. The main thing though was the low end, because you had the kick with either the kick with bass or kick with 808 or something like that, but that was like, it was pretty distorted, so just keep that in check. And also when you had the like the saw lead as well, like the low end of that, so that too, that plus the kick and all that stuff, I mean, it was like pretty loud there, so compared to the rest of the stuff. But overall though, it was nice, like how you did everything. I just wish that the low end had been fixed, like I don't know if you just need to do some level mixing or something like that, maybe a bit of compression, I don't know. But yeah, that's basically the only thing. But other than that though, it sounds really, really eerie, and I think once you get that stuff in check, yeah, you could definitely do like some sort of like you could use this in like a movie or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, just get the low end in check, and then you'll be good to go. Alright, so next up we've got Skid Flow with 7 Bowls. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Skid Flow with 7 Bowls. All right, so we got another horror movie type beat, and I really like the drums on this. Like they're nice and like thick, like they're thick and muffled, so they fit very, very well for this type of sound, for this type of sounding beat. And that's important, like when you're making a certain type of beat, you want to have a certain type of drum, certain type of bass, whatever, and in this case, yeah, the drums sounded really, really good. I really like the music that you had, like the strings and all that, except for the high part strings, because like I'm listening to it and I'm like, I was just waiting for you to take that high string out, because I wanted to hear the background part, because it sounded really, really good. So when you did that, it was good, but then you brought that high string in just as that little delay out, and I would just get rid of that, but because I think what you should just do is just keep the strings like that, like the high strings with that low end part in the background, and then just change it up where you just take out the high strings, so because I really wanted to hear it. It sounded really, really good and all that, and you can still have that little gap there where like you don't have to have like all this like some sound all the way through, like to fill up the bar or whatever. So in your case, you had like the delay out and all that. So if you want to have, if you don't want to do the delay part, if you get rid of that, then you could just have like some other sound to replace that or whatever, I mean, listen, there's some people like, for example, with DJ Premier, where, he'll have like a lot of gaps in his loops. You know what I mean? Like, but he uses various sounds, right? Instead of just using the same thing, he's got different sounds coming in just to fill up that space, but he still has some gaps, So in your case, maybe something like that. I don't know, but I like the drums. Bass is good. It's not heavy, but it's also like it's there, but it's not like very prominent, so it's pretty good. And but it's just that background string I wanted to hear more of, But other than that, it's good. I like it. All right, so next up we got the last beat. It's the Sire Beats with No Complaining. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was the Sire Beats with No Complaining. All right, so for this one, I haven't heard a beat like this in quite a long time, actually, where it just sounds like the drums. Here you have your drum track, and then you just have like I'm picturing somebody just playing, like hitting pads, like just triggering those notes to play over the drums. You know what I mean? So it's just like drums and then some stuff on top. You know what I mean? So the thing is with this is like I used to do stuff like that way back, and then to me I started like changing it up to make it like more fluid, everything more fluid, because your samples are very choppy in this case. And what I like to do for stuff like that is there's a few things. Like you could take just a small part of one of the samples and just play it really fast in the background, just to fill out the whole background noise, background space, and that way it gives the impression that it's like a busier sounding beat. Or you keep the chops as is, and then you maybe use it as like a background melody, and you play something on top, whether it's a synth or something like that, or whether you have some other sort of sample, but just something to kind of fill out the back end, because the samples are choppy. You know what I mean? So sometimes it works with the choppy samples, but sometimes it doesn't. And in this case, I don't think it does. But it's easily fixable. It's just that I just think you need to add something just to fill out that background area, just to fill out the spaces. But other than that, I like the drums. They sound really, really good. The sample's good. It's just that, like I said, it's just the gaps, just those gaps. So you could, you definitely fill it up. And, a lot of times too, just with synths, you just use some sort of VST, load it up, and you just play it on top of this. And then, you don't really hear, the chops as bad or whatever, so. But yeah, a lot of times though, I take the sample, I take a little part of the sample, and I just play it fast in the background, and that definitely makes the beat sound more fluid, or the melody sound more fluid. So maybe try that. But other than that, the drums are on point for sure, and just fix up those gaps. All right, so that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending your beats in. I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat is, the winner is, drum roll please, DJ and Wazzy with I'm Coming to Get Ya. Let's check it out.